Hey folks, this is Johnny from Gift House again in Dothan, Alabama. I was driving out to my studio, which is actually located in Headland, Alabama, just a small town outside of Dothan, and was thinking about, well, today's the first day of winter, and what are we going to put on our door after Christmas? Well, this is what winter looks like for us. So I figure if we want to stay true to our roots, then we probably need to do something that is inspired by our surroundings. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I get into the studio. All right, I made it to the studio. And I know it doesn't seem like it from the footage that I took prior to doing this wreath, but it was actually sunny and 60 degrees today here. So, you know, trying to get winter inspired is a little bit of a challenge sometimes when it's like that, but hey, I like the warm weather. I'm already ready for summer, so I'm good with that. But we got to make it through these next 3 months. So let's look at something pretty to put on the door that is pretty much native to our area. I know that people watching this video are from all over. And like I said, I'll probably do some blues and whites and silvers, you know, some traditional winter inspired designs. But for now, let's just do this one that looks like our surroundings. So I picked out a grapevine wreath. Once again, it's got some dead leaves on it and all that. I like that. And here's my color palette. It's kind of browns and beiges, but with a little bit of white in the burlap. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that's what I'm going to make my bow out of. I have some staghorn fern picks. May or may not use them, I don't know. I've just pulled stuff that I thought would be good to use. Of course, we've got pines and the pine cones and the cedar and all the things that are native to our area. Here we've got some more. So these are the things that I'll be using to make this wreath. Over here, we even have some ferns and some thistle. So just a variety of greenery and pine and, like I said, just stuff that is native to our area. All right, so the first thing I do when I make a wreath is decide exactly where I want everything to go. And you can see this is a round grapevine, but we're gonna find the best case scenario. And I think, honestly, there's kind of a bend right here, and that's probably gonna be the top. So what I'll do is I will take the price tag off for one thing, but I'll flip it over, and now I'm gonna make my hanger. I make it out of some wire that I got from Lowe's. Show you up close so you can kind of see if you're out shopping for that kind of stuff. I cut off, I would say about, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches. And I fold it in half, just like this. And then I take this part and fold it up, kind of make hooks out of it so that I can put it in my wreath. So that's what my hanger looks like. And now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it down here in my wreath. Just gonna stick it in there. And then I'll take my needle nose pliers. I don't know how well you can see this, but I'll take my needle nose pliers and I'm gonna pull this through. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna pull it through on both sides. But what I'm gonna do is, once I get it in here, I'm gonna bend it back over on itself. All right, so like I said, I don't know how well you can see, but I'm just basically turning these sharp points back in on itself. And that's gonna keep this from coming out. But I'll show you bend it out a little bit. But that's what it looks like on the back right here. See how these are bent in over on themselves? And I can take this and bend it so it fits on the door or the hanger or whatever. I'm gonna put it right here on my board. And that's gonna be my work. I didn't shake my wreath too good. You see I've made a big mess, but it's all right. It's gonna be outside anyway. Once I get through messing with it, all that stuff will be pretty well knocked off. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do now, as far as the design process is concerned, is I'm gonna make my bow. Now what I like to do is put my biggest on the back. So this 3.5 inch burlap with a little bit of fringe on the end here. Looks like it might have a little bit of snow. Now down here we don't get much snow. I probably count on one hand the number of times we've gotten snow in the last 5 years. So like I said, I'm doing something native to our area, but I'm really using this just to pull some white in to break up all of this beige and burlap. All right. I need to put something here to tie it off with. I'll just use a pipe cleaner. This is the bow dabra. It's what I use to make my bows most of the time. And it has this slit down here in the middle right here that you can put this in. And this will be what you use to tie it off. This just helps whenever you're working with the ribbon to keep it all together. Now, I like to decide to begin with how I'm gonna do my bow. And I really like this lady I follow. It's called Khalees. She shows you how to make all kind of bows, but I've kind of taken some inspiration from her. She does what she calls a formula of a 4-3-2-1 when she's using 4. She don't always do that, but a lot of times she does. And I don't think I really want any long tails on this one, so I'm gonna keep my tails to about 8 inches, and I'm gonna do 4, so this is pretty much my background, but I'm gonna do 4 loops. So I don't measure, but I'm gonna do 4 loops, and because this ribbon has a front and a back, I'm gonna have to twist it. So get this down here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing instead of just looking at me. All right, so got about 8 inches there. I'm gonna push that down in there, and then I'm just gonna twist it just like that. Now this is 3.5 inch ribbon. So what I'm gonna have to do is probably pretty much squinch it up like this right here before I put it in there. And I'm gonna start out with a 6 to a 7 inch loop. So I'm gonna just do like that. All right, I'm gonna put it in. Well, that's not 6 or 7 inch loop though. That was 6 or 7 inches, but not the loop. So I'm gonna come out here. That's pretty much gonna be my loop size right there. Okay, I'm gonna take this right here, squinch it up, put it in here. And because, like I said, it has a front and a back, I'm gonna have to twist it so that I can bring that front forward. This hanger here, my other bow maker. All right, then we want to keep on this one, we want to keep our loops about the same size. So we're going to do it like this. And we're going to scrunch it down and do this. Twist it. All right, so just to see that my loops are about the same size, I can pull them up. You can see that one actually looks like it might be a little bigger. So I'm going to pull it in. I can always change it. Pull it in, push it down. Okay, here we go again. Put it in, twist it. I think you get the idea. Keep the right side up, pull it in and twist it. All right, so when I say 4, 3, 2, 1, that means that I'm gonna do 4 on each side on the back, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. Okay, so this is the third one. And on the back, I'm keep my loops about the same size, and we'll go in and fluff it out. So it doesn't matter if it's flattened out right now. We're not too concerned about that because we're gonna fix that later. This third one on this side. Flip it over. fourth one. Here, flip it. All right, so this loop, I am not going to flip because, or twist, because this is going to be my other tail, see? So I have to bring it back through. This is on the right side already. So that's the back. I did a video, I called it, I believe, Simple Christmas Wreath or whatever. And it got, as of today, I put it on there in the 1st of December, and as of today, it has reached about 18,000 views. And I did 2 or 3 other videos that didn't get near the response, but I wanted to come on here and do something while people are watching, because you don't really know how long people are going to stay interested in what you're doing. So I went ahead and decided that I'd try to do this winter inspired. I know Christmas is not even over yet, but in retail, we have to look forward. We can't really design in the season unless somebody is asking for special orders, because we got to be a little bit ahead of it all. Because after Christmas is over, people are going to be looking for something to put on their door. Then I'm going to put this black right here, this as sort of another background focus. When you're designing a bow, you can use black to kind of make the other colors pop. All right, so same scenario, but I said this is about 6 inches here. These are going to be about 5 inches. So I'm going to keep my tails about the same and twist. And I'm only going to do 3 of this one. I'm going to bring it in a little bit, as you can see. Okay, twist. You see I keep mashing down because this ribbon's pretty thick. Bring it in about 1 inch on this side, twist it, push it down. Same thing. Second. This is the third one. All right. Twist it. And then I'm not going to twist it this time because this is going to be my other tail. Bring it in and cut it off. All right. And that's the second ribbon. It says I'm going with a woodsy pine cone southern winter design here. I'm gonna pull in this deer ribbon right here. It's got a little bit of gold in it, but this deer ribbon, deer hunting around here is a big thing. So I'm going with my surroundings and what inspires me from my environment, then of course deer would have to be part of it down here. As a matter of fact, on my property that I showed you, it's not unusual to drive up and see them in the through the woods. All right, I'm gonna keep these about the same. I'm only gonna do 2, but it has a front and a back, so I'm twisting it just like this. And keep these at about 5 inches. So, good thing. I'm right out of this. All right, so the second loop right here, I'm not twisting it because I have got, don't worry about the fact that it ended up on the same side. All right, so I'm not gonna throw my scrap away because I'll do a rag bow and I'll use that at some point. Okay? Now this bow is getting pretty thick, but that's all right. it'll be just fine. And now I'm gonna pull this. It's actually houndstooth in brown. I'm gonna pull that in. I don't know if you can see that design, but houndstooth in brown. I'm only gonna do one loop in this. So I'm going to put it in here and twist it. It's trying to fight me. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit, maybe another inch. Twist it. Not twisting it because that's my last loop. Comes down and put it right here. All right. So I have completed my bow now, and I'm going to tie it off. Bring it up. So I've got my lash it down as hard as I can because it's got kind of thick on me. Okay. Bring it up. Pull it as tight as I can, but not so tight that I lose it. And I'll tell you what, I'm a little short on this, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you how to fix it. We'll take another pipe cleaner. I probably should have thought ahead on this, but this is kind of a free-form wreath, so I'm gonna take another pipe cleaner and being sure that I keep it together so it don't all come apart, because if this comes apart, it is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna take this pipe cleaner, I'm just gonna wire them together. And this is not gonna matter, it's all gonna be covered up anyway. So I'm gonna take it, bring it around over here. Bring it around over here, and then I'm going to tie it off together right here. Like I said, it doesn't matter that it's not in the back. I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it on the wreath too, because actually I'm going to use another pipe cleaner. All right, so there we go. Got that situated. Then I'm going to get another pipe cleaner. Don't worry that I'm using too many. They're not going to be seen, and they're cheap. Just going to put it right here, wire it together. And you see I'm crossing it back over too because I don't want it to come apart. If I just wire it together and like I was doing it, then it would just slip out. All right, so see, now I've got enough to actually put it on my wreath. But before I do, I'm gonna fluff it out. I'm gonna get this bow situated. And we'll put it on there. Now, I'm starting with my bow this time because I want to work around it. And I hadn't decided at this point whether I'm gonna do full coverage or just part coverage. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, this is a free form. And I had the general idea of what I wanted to do, but a lot of times when I'm making a wreath, I don't get the full design in my head until I see where I'm at. Otherwise. You see, all I'm doing here is I'm pulling these loops out. Okay. And I see I've got a mistake actually, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you how it doesn't matter. Only got three of the deer loops, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Gonna make it work to our advantage. Pulling all this stuff out. And don't worry so much about how it looks right now. This is not gonna be the final look. Gonna be close, but it's not gonna be the full final look because I'm gonna have it on there and fluff it out even more once I get it on there. All right, so that is actually the bow, which actually looks kind of pretty, just like it is, but I'm gonna get it on there and then I will adjust it to the wreath. Well, I'm looking for my other, there it is, my other pipe cleaner. All right, so I think I'm gonna go on the side. That's what I do most of the time. Kind of like, just kind of how I do it. You can see I'm pushing it through open spaces because I don't really want this green to be on the outside, but I'm pushing it through some open spaces in here, pulling it through the back. Then I'm just going to take it and twist it in the back. Twist it really tight so that it doesn't come off. There we have it. Now, because this bow is so big, it's wanting to sag a little bit, but that's all right. I will put something up under it and fix that. And I'm going to dovetail the ends, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it because that'll give me an idea of where I need to place everything else. But you see, I'm just folding it over, cutting it from the end in a V or a chevron, or how you want to say it. And once again, don't worry about it being not quite as... Okay. Yeah. All right, so now got to decide what I want my background to be. Now, I really like this, and I like it because it has a little bit of white in it. And I think I have enough to kind of work my way around, and I think I will do. I'm gonna do a full wreath. And actually, I kind of like this staghorn fern too. And I think those will play well off of one another. So let's just cut some of this up and see. These are you get several off of one pick. But let me tell you this, you know, in my other video I talked about the picks being pushers, so you could push it up. See, these are not. See how these, you can't push this up. So you're pretty much working with what you got, but because I'm using them in the background, that's okay, because I do want it to be longer in the back as I work my way in towards the bow. I'm going to take this off too because that'll bother me, grabbing on everything. All right, so let's get this going. I kind of have it in my head how I want it, and I'm going to put these in the back and I'm going to work my way around. I've got a couple of these. Yep. It'll probably take both of them to get the effect that I want. And I said I was going to do full coverage. Since I put the bow on first, I don't think I am. I think I'm going to keep it in a C shape. So it'll be almost full coverage, but not quite. Now I think I picked these up at our wholesaler. But what you do is you go to your local craft shop, whether it be Hobby Lobby, Joann, Michael's, and you just find something similar that you can work with. You might not can find the staghorn, but you can find the ferns fairly easily, and you can find the pines. So just work with what you got. Now I'm gonna start putting it in. Okay, I'm gonna do one right down under there, underneath here. And maybe one just like back behind here, just to balance out that bottom. Turn it around a little bit. I sort of balance out the top with the bottom, actually, is what I'm going for there. Okay, so here is our background, pretty much complete. Let me turn this around so you can see it better. So I may have gotten a little out of the camera when I was doing the other, because I still had it set on when I was tying my bow. But for all practical purposes, I think you can see I used the staghorn fern and worked it around the back. And then I used this fern right here, and pulled that in front. So I kept my solid color on the back, and I pulled my variegated fern into the front. Now I want to see what we can do as far as bringing in some of the pine. So I got to see what all I have here. See what I've got to work with. Oh yeah, that's going to look really pretty. All right, so I'm going to take these pine bushes and see I can break them apart too. I'll show you. These I might can pull apart. Yep, it pulls off. So if you can pull them apart, it's better, because it gives you a little bit more wire to work with. And these are kind of stiff, but and I'm not going to need too many of these, honestly, to get the effect that I want, because the pick, once you pull it apart, the pick's pretty big. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to go like right in here. Well, first of all, I'll come in behind my bow, I think. Come in. Maybe just like right in here. Yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna come in right up in here, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with the bow in a minute. I'm not gonna get too concerned with that right now. Grab one glue stick. Okay. Gotta get all my glue in there, because I'm gonna be real generous with it with this. This is a fairly big pick, and even though it will hold well, I think just because of the thickness of it, I'm gonna come in right behind here, like I said, and we'll push it down in there. Oh yeah, I love that. Really like that. I think it looks mixed in with all this fern. Now, don't worry about, I've got a few blank spaces here. Don't worry about that. I'm we'll fix that. All right, so that's what I've got there. And now I'm gonna take another piece of it and we'll come down here on the bottom. And I like the one with the pine cone on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. It's got a little bit of eucalyptus leaf in it too, really pretty. Do the same thing, come in behind this staghorn, push it up in there. Find the point where I can insert it really well, and then just kind of bend it around, separate it a little bit. So see? Okay. Now I need some pine stuff to come out through here, and I can use this one here. See what I'm doing? I'm kind of separating it, flaring it out a little bit. Once again, something like this, because it's kind of muted colors, greens and beiges and browns, we need something to give it a little dimension, and flaring out your picks is pretty much how you do that. Okay, so pretty. All right, now this one has a little bit too much on it, I think, for what I want to do, and I don't really want to mess this up because I like that. I can use that in another wreath, and I have some other pieces here that I can use, that I can cut off. Like even this. Now this was not even technically the same pick, but I mean, it's pine cones. Pine cones are pine cones. Then I'm gonna pull this one down in here. You know what? I don't like that, actually. I said pine cones are pine cones, but I don't like that. So I'm gonna find something that I like better, right here, like this one. And I'm gonna pull, actually I'm gonna pull this big pine cone off. Cut it off there. I'll show you what we can do with that in a minute. But I wanna try to get pretty much the same look as I have on top. Coming out. So this is pretty much the same look as I have on top. Let's cut it down a little bit. All right, put my glue on it. A liberal amount. And then take it out here. Oh gosh, got me. Glue gun got me. All right. All right. So if you look at it, it looks like maybe the bottom's a little fuller. So we know how to fix that. I'll come back in up here with some more. Maybe I could do this right here. Use these small ones so in and around the bow. I am gonna use them. I'm just not gonna use them out here. Now, when I stand back and look at that, I mean, it's kind of, it doesn't look too much fuller. I might need to just add a little bit of, just put something out here. That's too much. All right. All right, now I kind of like this, and it has a little bit of a flower on the end of it. So let's try something with some of this. I think, matter of fact, I can get just the pine cone out of here. Oh yeah, see, I like that better. But it's going to need something right here. Remember I said we keep these staghorns. Like that, no. Maybe we'll use this. Yeah, I think that's right here is what I need on that outside. Once again, remember, this is free form. And I need something behind this pine cone to frame it, for lack of a better word. Oh yeah, see, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. Now what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to come down here probably and put another piece of this. Once again, just to balance it out. Pull this around here so we can see it. Oh yeah, I like that. Now, so I'm pretty good with what it's looking like as far as the outside of this. Now what I want to do is I want to work in and around my bow because it's not, because you see it's up here especially, looks like there's a big hole there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm not going to use this after all, but I'm going to take these smaller picks and I'm going to work those down right. I'll work right down in there. You see me looking like I'm swatting flies or something. It's the glue strings. Glue strings go everywhere. Drives me crazy. So then we'll just kind of stick this down in here. In the bow. That kind of takes care of that hole. Need something. Now, I don't want to waste anything. And I have these pieces here that came off of an evergreen base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them like this. Twist it, and I'm going to put this behind my bow. Get some glue on it to give it some support from the back. Now, And if I don't like the way it looks in the back, then I'll cover it up with some moss. But for now, I'm thinking it's gonna be just fine. And I don't even know that I need to twist it, but I just think it just didn't need to be that long. So I'm gonna do this, use a couple of those to put back there. My bow's sinking in the middle. I don't let that happen. All right. Right now. I think that's pretty. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna stand back and look at it. I need something right in here. Right in here. I need to put some pine cones or something in there. And you know what? I think I am going to use this other one that I was looking at before, but I'm going to cut these twigs off. I'm just not a fan of those twigs. Sometimes you just have to modify it the way you want it. Okay, I'm throwing those away because they just look like plastic anyway to me. Let's see what I can do with this. Well, I'm being honest, I don't like it. What do we do when we don't like it? We just take it out. Just take it out. See what else I can find that I like better. Like I said, I got plenty to choose from. All right, look what I found right here. There's a pine cone that'll just fit right in there perfectly. Just needed a little something. Feel that doubt. Okay. Just work this stuff around every how you like it. I need something right in there. I think it needs to be some of this greenery, actually. Like that. Yep, that does the trick right there. Well, I said it does the trick, but I managed to pull it apart. Pull this back out and get it in there like I want it. There we go. Now, all right. So I like that. I like the way it looks. I think I need something probably. Let me just stand back and look at it. So this is what I like to do. I like to stand back and look at it, and then I'll take a picture of it. And a lot of times, you take a picture of it, you will be able to see some places that you may have missed. That you might not would see otherwise. I can pull this off. All right. I need something out here. And see, I've got some pine in here, and that'll work pretty good. Oh yeah, I like the way that looks a lot. So that brings the bow around in front of it, just like that. And I'm going to do another piece down here to bring some of that pine down in here. And see, it really didn't mess that up. I can still use that. Didn't mess it up at all. So I'm going to pull another piece off of another pick. Bring it down here underneath my bow. See how it kind of balances out from here? Still needing something back here, and I may just have to waste a pick on this one. Put it behind there. That's not working quite like I like it to, but I really don't want it to show either. So I don't know that I want to use a whole pick. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I'm gonna clip this off though. I'm gonna use this pick behind the bow to give it a little bit more stability. My idea is working somewhat, but this bow is so big that it just needs a little something up under there to keep it pushed forward, because we don't want it sinking back into the, like it's trying to do. Another one. All right, so now I think I'm done. I really do. I think I'm done. So now I'm just gonna get this bow fluffed like I want it, which is pretty much there already. Okay, pull these deer loops up so you can see that they're deer loops. This right here, don't have to worry too much about it being a oh, forgot that one. Don't really have to have a center, but if I really wanted to, I could take this pine cone, put it right there in the center of that. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't think it matters because you really can't see it anyway. I can take these two loops and then kind of do them in like that. Pull this up, like that. Okay, so I believe that's my Southern Winter inspired wreath right there. Once again, it was free form. I had a plan in my head of kind of what I wanted it to look like. I knew what supplies I had to work with, and then I just kind of took it from there. So there you go. All right. Thanks for watching. This will be in our shop if you're in the Dothan area and would like to have this. We're located at 2446 South Park Avenue, directly behind Harley Davidson, off the circle. It's not hard to find at all, right at the red light of Carroll Street and Park Avenue. Gift house. Come see us. Until next time.